Thought on getting Sammy back at practice? Did he look like everything was normal based on what we're told he had to go through and all that?
Yeah, he looks healthy, full speed. It's gonna be fun to get him back out there.
How much more consistent can you guys be offensively? Because it seems like you've had everything clicking, and maybe if something hasn't worked here, something works there, that kind of thing.
I think that we can do a little bit better, maybe on short yard situation. I feel like we've done a great job so far, but then there's a couple opportunities during the BC game, and we just want to get those corrected. As we get ready to hit the stretch during the season, and other than that, we just got to keep pushing, keep being consistent on offense, and just execute the game plan.
What do you remember about the Georgia Tech game last year?
Oh man, it's an awful loss, man. Obviously the house got egged, as a result. So it just wasn't. I think coming to the game, there was a lot of factors that led to us having what looked like a big head, coming to the season or coming to that game. We're 8-0, number 5 team country, and I just don't think that we came with the same intensity as we should have, and just that worked out the way we wanted it to, and just didn't execute.
What about facing a team that the past 2 weeks they've given up 1,100 yards of offense? So if you're playing offense against them, I would think the juices are flowing, so to speak, thinking what you might be able to do this weekend.
Again, those guys, I don't think that's the same team we're going to see this weekend coming to this game. Big game for these guys, it's a big game for us. We got to come out and just be ready to play, be ready to execute our game plan. I'm sure our girls are going to do a great job of getting these guys prepared, and I'm just excited for this game. Again, this is one of our rival games, and they're going to be pumped up to play in several weeks. So I'm just ready to get this thing rolling.
How much of the turnovers in particular stick in your craw after that game last year? How much did those stick with you?
I really thought about it until just now. So it's just one of those things where it happened. We had 5 turnovers. Like 3 picks and 2 fumbles. I didn't know it was 3 till yesterday, and I was like, it's crazy. So for us, I think we've done a better job of operating things and creating points and not as many turnovers. But that's just one of the things we got to be more consistent of. I think it comes with growth, and I feel like we have a pretty veteran group up there on the offensive side of the ball, and just excited about that competing with these guys.
How much of that game last year and the kind of stretch of all of it, should that help you learn and just develop as a quarterback going through that kind of down period?
Great learning experience. Again, personally, I think I learned a lot from it. It's one of those deals where, again, we were like 5 in the country. I think, before that game, I was sitting there watching ESPN. It's like 3 in the Heisman race. I was looking at my stats compared to Cam Newton's stats. All this stuff factors in there. How you go into the game and how you approach it, and one of the reasons I don't really watch TV before the game. It's like a cartoon or something. I try not to get involved with everything else, because all you can do is go out there and do what you're capable of doing and playing to your potential. So for us, you just got to keep leading these guys, getting these guys ready for this weekend.
So the team is struggled. They lost to Tennessee State for a 3-touchdown. As a player in preparation, that's something you don't do anyway to.
Not at all. Because, college football or, sports in general, things can shift really quickly. Mindsets can change just like that. And, right now, all they're hearing about is, what they didn't do. So they're going to come fired up and try to, make a point and prove something. And, for us, we just got to be ready. We got to go out here and execute our best ability and just play with the most effort possible. And, hopefully things turn out our way. It is, it's not another feeling better than playing at home. For us, it's a great opportunity for us. 5 out of the last 7 games at home. I don't think the schedule can set up any better than, with a bye week in between. So for us, man, it sets up great for us. We got a tremendous opportunity to have a special season. you know, I think a lot of things can turn our way, but again, all we can do is focus on one game at a time and just continue to prepare with purpose and just try to be an excellent team. So that's a challenge for us, and I'm excited about it.
Taj, how much do you like running the option? You ran the triple option for the touchdown there last week. Can you talk to about your growth and learning that?
I mean, it's not exactly Georgia Tech. It's a little wrinkle. It's pretty cool. I ran a little bit in high school, and you know, hopefully, you know, maybe something like that can help this offense evolve, just one more phase. And you know, we got to keep being able to add things into this offense and incorporating it. And a major part of it, again, you know, how effective do I run the football? You know, I think it keeps defenses honest. You know, and coming to, you know, Georgia Tech game last year, I think that was the start of the, you know, drop 8 for the rest of last season. You know, and their mind, they was like, he's probably not going to put a check down. The running game wasn't as effective as we needed it to be, and they was like, he's not going to run the ball. So after that, everybody just started dropping. So I think where the game changes is, how do I control those situations? How do I keep helping this team convert on those third down situations, and just got to keep improving.
How much is being lighter in your feet? How much has that helped your run game this year?
I think it's helped out, but again, you know, it's all about, you know, having a sense of, you know, when to run. Now, you know, you can't run in every situation. I mean, sometimes you have to sit in it, you know. So it's a lot to do with, you know, I guess, you know, weight, time management, you know, clock management, and just trying to put the team in the best situation possible, you know.
When you look at your offensive line, you talked about what teams are defending you guys. I think the offensive line played a big role in why you guys are able to do a lot more on offense too, and what their improvement has been this year.
Yeah, those guys have been doing a great job. I mean, I don't think there's enough being said about those guys. They do a great job of just competing and battling throughout the whole game. You know, again, there's still room for improvement, still room for growth, and you know, that's the good thing about it. You know, we still got some time during the season for us to hit our peak, and you know, we didn't hit it, you know, right now. And I don't think that's where we need to be right now. I think we still got to keep improving and growing every week. But you know, those guys do a great job, and I got plenty of time back there to throw the ball. You know, if not, I got to be at the cradle all the time. It's not perfect all the time. You know, and they do a great job of opening up rushing lanes. So we just got to keep building off the schemes and keep working.
Is Georgia Tech too deep like this last year?
Yeah. And I mean, it's the same this year. You know, they play a lot of too high safeties, and you know, we got to try to put ourselves in a situation back there and make plays. You know, they're gonna come again fired up, you know, excited to play, ready to prove a point, and we just got to come out on that game.
Well, isn't everything you do, though, based on when Sammy's healthy, defenses are going to give him the most attention? I mean, I would think you look at everything in terms of what they're looking at in terms of where he is on the field, and then you kind of go from there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's one of the things that has, you know, been a great part about this season so far, is that, you know, we've been able to do a lot of offense. You know, you can't just account for Sammy. You know, it's going to help out so much with the way we're performing, you know, out there. And you know, when you get him out there again, it's like, you know, if we're going to go add 2 guys on this guy and not double the others, it's not, you know, too much of an advantage for the situation. So we got a lot of factors working into us to have great opportunities, and we got to keep building off of it. So it's going to be fun to have him back.
You might get overlooked a little bit, but what does Jerron mean to your offense in terms of? It seems like he makes a lot of those tough catches, a lot of the third down catches.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I call him third down Brown. We all call him that. So he kind of gets irritated a lot. But again, probably, I mean, he is probably the most overlooked guy on this offense, and probably the most crucial part about our offense. I mean, I know there's times where we don't get him as involved as we should, but that's why I come. We're going to make sure he gets plenty of opportunities out there to make plays. And the thing with Jerron is, I don't even really recall him dropping a pass, you know, because every time he gets an opportunity to catch it, he will go out there and make that ridiculous catch. There's one play in particular, was a bootleg last week, and I mean, I saw him a little bit, and I was like, you know, those guys are kind of tall, so I kind of like threw it as I was getting hit, and I just heard the crowd like, yeah, like, you know, I looked at it, outstanding, you know, his jumping ability. I don't know where it's coming from, honestly, but he's doing a great job, man. Can't be more proud of that guy.
Do you develop confidence as a quarterback when you know, like you said, that he's not going to drop the ball? Does that give you more more comfortable just throwing him in those big time situations.
Definitely. And I mean, again, if it's one of those situations and I gotta depend on the guy, you know, I'm gonna throw it up at your line, you know. I mean, this is, you know, weapons at disposal around here again, but I mean, he's just, you know, he's never selfish. He's never worried about, you know, stats or anything of that nature. Not really, doesn't really care about it. It's all about helping the team win. And for him, you can't ask for a guy better than that, a better person than that.
All set?